For an entry-level price of $21.99, the ETM RTR Lite is a phenomenal bike. But what if you want more range and added power? Well, you can slide a stock RTR battery into the Lite and you're ready to go. Now, I tested the range of this battery in my RTR, which was done in 8 kilowatts and got just under 26 miles. Now, by putting a 72 volt battery in this RTR Lite, it's automatically gonna make the bike go from 5 kilowatts with a 60 volt battery to 6 kilowatts with no changes to the controller or the motor. So that should mean that we're gonna get even better range on the 72 volt in the RTR Lite with lower power. Now, with the battery in the bike, you don't have to change anything, and we can turn it on. And as you can see, it shows 100%. Now, there is one caveat here. This RTR Lite controller and display are meant to read for 60 volt batteries, not 72 volts. So this is always going to show 100%, so it's going to be inaccurate. Electron Co does offer a service to send in your controller to get it flashed for the 60 volt to 72 volt conversion, so this will read correctly. We're not going to have any of that today, so the display is not going to read correctly, so we're going to have to tread lightly and try our best, but we can plug it into the RTR and see what the actual percentage is at different parts of this video.
Okay, so we're starting workout, and let's ride, baby. Now guys, for this video, I'm going to be riding this bike exactly how I would normally ride it to make sure that we get the most accurate idea for range with the 72 volt 25 in the RTR Lite. Is this guy yelling at me?
Vehicle over 40 cc.
This is electric, it's under 750 watts.
It's still not supposed to be on that bike path. You do a wheelie up this path.
I've done that before, I'll admit, but it's when nobody's around. Yeah, people walk up and down, sure, I understand. Yeah, I'll keep it cool, and you know, like I said, I'm not trying to upset anyone, and I understand your concerns, so.
Well, see, I ride a motorcycle.
You do, okay.
And I would not think of riding a motor vehicle up and down that long path.
No, I understand that, neither would I. It's just that this is small, it's electric, it's silent.
Well, I heard you coming.
The chain makes a little noise. Well, I'm sorry, like I said, I'll keep it cool. I understand your concern, and I you know, want to be respectful to you, sir, so I'll take that into account and, you know, make sure that nothing crazy is going on.
City, Harrisburg, and I've seen the kids on the...
Oh, sure. No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I understand why he wouldn't love this, but after all, it's electric, and hey, we just saved him calling the cops on us, so nobody's around. I'll wheelie, of course. Quite the start to the range test. Gotta cue up some country music in the country, man. Look at these cornfields. You definitely notice a power increase with the 72 volt. It's only a kilowatt difference, so this goes from 5 kilowatts to 6, but I think that's noticeable still. It's not an enormous difference, but pulls up the front wheel a little easier, but it doesn't really feel much heavier than the 60 volt. I will say this RTR Lite has been just as fun as the RTR. It's a little bit less power. Oh, gotta remember that it doesn't quite wheelie like my RTR because of the stock brakes, but these stock brakes are much better than the original RTR stock brakes. We're gonna take these bike paths, I think, up to park area where hopefully we can hit some off-road trails. This is an RTR Lite after all in the dirt trim. A little nervous about how busy this trail is up here. This little pond here too. I'm feeling a little anxious on the trail today. Not anxious to not wheelie though. How's it going? People are not fans of this, dude. Alright, we got a note to ourselves to only ride here at off-peak hours, because this just ain't it right now. Alright, at least we made it to the park. This looks sick in here, though. Total distance, 3.0 miles. I feel like I'm just becoming the most hated now after those couple interactions on the bike trail. Gotta keep it off the bike trail, I reckon. At least on a Saturday morning. Yeah, people are not fans of this thing. Alright, let's hope this isn't a mistake. We are not in the city, guys. We're in the countryside, so if we run into the police here, they're not exactly going to be too keen. It's a good way to kill some battery. Look at that, 51 on the RTR Lite, 52. This is with dirt wheels and tires as well, 51, 52. Before you're only getting like 45 max maybe. Guys, we do have something big coming up, which is Offline Red will be coming to the East Coast to visit me, and we're hosting a ride out in Baltimore on October 4th. So if you're near Baltimore, definitely try and make it out, because it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have a bunch of bikes there. It's probably going to be electric and gas just because it's Baltimore. This guy loved it. Yeah, I think for 849 bucks, a little cheaper with code ConnorG, this definitely gives you, it gets rid of your battery range anxiety, and it also gives you a little more power without doing anything. So like, I think it's a great mod, especially because you could just buy one and have 2 batteries to have an extra, or you could sell your stock Lite battery. I don't know any of these areas. So I think it's a great option. In theory, we should get better range on this battery and this bike than we got on the stock RTR, because this is only pushing 6 kilowatts, and I'm running it on 6, of course, because you're not going to run it on the lower power mode. Come on. So we're running it on 6, whereas the RTR was running at 8 the whole time. So in theory, we should get a little more mileage, better range out of this, but who the hell knows? So if you want to get extra speed out of the bike, that's something this 72 volt also gets you, because we get like 52, 53, depending on how much you weigh. So it's definitely going to be quicker. Take a little detour here. Oh yeah. So we've gone 10 miles so far. Obviously, I have no gauge on how much battery we've used, but we're just gonna keep riding. I think we're maybe halfway through. I would say we're like 40% through. And you can tell we're not going light on her. We're wheeling, we're jumping, we're riding the shit out of this thing. Sit down, knee knock, foot over, whatever that's called. Whoa, I messed up. Stand up. See, look, nobody's on the trail. So we're gonna wheelie. All right, 11 miles in. Let's go terrorize another area. Let's get some combos. I think we're actually going to put some supermotos on this RTR Lite, so that should be coming soon. This thing will be pretty good in supermotos. Not because I really cared to. I was going to leave this dirt, but Red wants supermotos when he comes to the ride out, so. All right, I quite want a refreshment, so. There's no reward without risk, so we're going to Sheets. Peach Monster, protein bar.
Insert card.
Oh, we could go up to that field. I'm trying to think where we should go eat this. We're just straight riding roads now. God's sweet nectar. But guys, I am quite liking this RTR Lite, I can't lie. It's been like a great second bike for me. Obviously, if I can only pick one or the other, I'd probably take the RTR. But again, I think the value in the Lite is that it is so much cheaper. It's cheaper so you can get started sooner, and then you can just drop in a battery like this 72 volt, and you get almost the same performance as the RTR. So it's just a way to get into the scene quicker for cheaper, and you can still slowly upgrade it, but really good option. All right, guys, so I don't know if you can see it, but we're at just under 14 miles, so let's keep riding. All right, gotta find a trash can for this. 15 miles down. I wish I knew what the battery was at. $18 miles down. Guys, we're approaching 20 miles, and I don't know. I think this thing is going to do super well. I think this is going to get close to 30. Who knows? Could be wrong, but I think we get close to 30 on this. Oh, I'm at that point where my ass is really sore and I want this range test to be over. But we still clearly have a decent amount of battery left. Based on how it feels right now, I'm not noticing any power sag yet. I am tired of this range test. Hey, look, this finally changed. It doesn't say, it's obviously not accurate, but it says 93%. We're doing everything in our power to just try and run this out. I'm just running back and forth on this long strip here to try and kill this battery. But we've gone just under 22.5 miles, so hopefully we don't have to push this thing, but probably gonna have to push it. 85 now. All right, we've gone 23. Now I'm gonna risk the biscuit because I'm gonna keep going further away and try and add mileage here. But I don't know what the battery is really at. I have to slow down a bit more now to wheelie. Now this says 61%. I have truly no idea what that is representative of because I thought it always just stayed at 100 when I had the 72 volt in this bike. I mean, my inclination is to believe that that means the battery is getting pretty low because it otherwise stayed at 100. Now it's down to 59. 24 miles. Oh no, she just cut out on me. Oh no. I'm gonna hope that that was just the BMS trying to protect the battery. We're cooked. We're cooked. And we're at 24.48 miles, which I think is less than what the RTR is at, but I think, I don't know what, but this sucks. Say what? When it's not out of battery, it'll go about 45. Have a good one, man. Oh, finally a hill. Push. Freaking walk of shame, my dude. And I would walk 500 miles. And I would walk 500 more. Just to see the one I... Yeah. Let's go. All right, we had to walk the bike like a mile and a half, but we're back. So we're gonna pull the battery out of this RTR Lite and put it in the RTR to see if it reads. So we'll see if it turns on in there. Otherwise, we'll have to plug it into the charger and see what's up. Yeah, it ain't turning on at all. All right, it's at a proper 0%, so I've never even seen it show 0 like that in Blink, so we got it down to 0. Okay, upon review, it was 24.54 miles, which is around a little bit less than what we got on the stock RTR. So yeah, it's really interesting because I was expecting that I was gonna get at least better range out of this bike. Now, one thing is you can't really control the variable of, I inherently rode this bike different than I rode my RTR when I did the range test. Not intentionally, but like I couldn't replicate it exactly the same. So I tried my best, which is just me ripping it, getting on the throttle, doing wheelies, doing speed pulls, all that crap. But I don't know, it's hard to replicate it exactly. But what we did discover is you're gonna get pretty much the same range you'll get as the RTR. I do highly recommend, if you put this 72 volt in, get this screen flashed from Electro & Co. You can use code ConnorG to do that, and to get the battery, it'll help you save. I think it's well worth the upgrade. It's noticeable power difference. We got 20 miles out of the stock RTR Lite battery, so we're looking at around 25, 26. So not an enormous difference, but enough of a difference for you to be able to ride a lot longer, around the same range as like a stock Saran or Talari or something of that nature. But anyways, guys, if you have any questions, leave them down in the description. I hope you appreciated me doing this video because I know my ass is gonna have just like carpet burn all over it from this seat. But as always, road to a 100K. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But I'll see you very, very soon. Hopefully I'll see you in Baltimore at our ride out. Okay, peace.